Hey everybody, my name's Corey,
I'm Matt.
and we're making this video in dedication to our mother, Laura Sieja. She is currently battling cancer for her fourth time.
All right, it started off in 2010, where it was unexpected. Where she had tongue cancer. It's rare. It's rare to have, and it was a shock to us. I was still in school, and it just broke Corey's heart, my heart, and my sister's heart. But she went through the surgery, and they took part of her tongue off to get rid of the bad stuff. They took stuff from her arm and her thigh to can reconstruct her tongue, and it was painful because she had to re-talk, like learn how to talk, and
Can't generate saliva.
yeah,
Just a lot of post-surgical things that she's still seeing to this day with that surgery. And then in 2013, she was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. Again, huge shock to us all. Just like anything that happens major in your life, you know exactly where you were at that moment. I remember she all set us down on the couch in the living room at her old house in Woodstock and
yeah,
told us, and we were devastated. But she assured us that she was going to get through it, no problem. She was so confident. And just seeing all the confidence and just her being so courageous, it was unbelievable. So they did a double mastectomy, removed all the cancer. Triple negative is also very, very aggressive, so they had to come up with an aggressive approach. So after treatment, she went with chemotherapy, and then she was just a trooper all throughout the whole process. I'll never forget. It was the first night right after her surgery. Doctors told her that she's not to walk. She's going to be in too much pain. She said, "No, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to walk myself there. I don't want anybody's help." So just seeing all that strength is just truly inspirational.
and then it was 2016, so last year. She found out, and she was afraid to tell us that she had a tumor growing on the exterior of her skull, and that was good. That it's not the interior of the brain, like where it would just be bad. She would not function at all really well. It was putting pressure on her brain where she would lose complete thoughts. She didn't know how to talk, but she went through the process where they cut open her skull, and they try to get rid of as much as the tumor as they can to relieve the pressure so her brain can slowly function back. And that was like when is this gonna stop? Like we want her to feel better. We want her to be just a happy person. And it's getting tougher. It's getting tougher for all the cancers, and there's still one more, and he'll explain that to you.
Yeah. So currently, um, she just pretty much finished treatment with the brain tumor cancer. Like I said, they removed the tumor that was cancerous. She was on steroid pills for a long time. Now, on the steroid pills, it made her gain a lot of weight. Steroid pills were good because it made her feel normal again, but getting off of them was the hardest thing, and it was the hardest thing to watch because her body was so dependent on it. So you had to slowly get off of it. So we're talking months upon months of just straight hell for one person to go through. It was breaking us all down. So a couple weeks ago, I get the call from her husband Bill that they're on their way to the emergency room. So I race out there. They live Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, which is for me about 2 hours away. So get out there. She's in excruciating pain. She can't talk. She can't remember. She can't remember anything. We can't communicate with her. So the doctors were having such a hard time trying to figure out what's going on because all of her vitals were okay. No vital issues. So we then transported her to St. Mary's Hospital in Madison, Wisconsin. Um, Again, everything there was looking okay, except they did a spinal tap and they found excessive protein and excessive glucose in her spinal fluids, which was alarming to the doctors. So unfortunately, we got the news from one doctor there that said, "I'm afraid it's the worst. It's spinal cancer." So at that time, we said, we're going to get a second opinion. This is nothing we want to mess with. We want to get as much insight on this and have as many people look at her as possible. The second opinion came out exactly like the first. What exactly we did not want to hear. Our worst possible nightmare has come true. That there is cancer back into the brain and back into the spine after she was clear on an MRI back in December. So this cancer right now is a very, very fast-acting, very, very aggressive cancer. We're seeing it in front of us right now, just all the pain that she is in. So next steps in this process is chemotherapy. To do chemo, they're going to install a port on top of her head, so they can inject the chemo straight through her brain and then down into her spine. Apparently, we've been told that this should be pretty much painless and it should not make her sick, which would be a blessing because we don't want her to have to go through this if she's just going to be miserable and sick again. So that's where we're at right now, and of course we'll be giving you guys updates along the way of what's happening. If you want to start wrapping it up, Matt.
All right, as you guys can see, she's been through a lot, all the way to like 2010 to present, and we're still hoping it gets better, and we just want to thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. If you did, I just want to thank you for that. And our mom does mean a lot to us, and sorry my sister can't be here with us, and it's hitting her hard too. It's hitting all of us, and we just want to thank you. And if you guys could send us just prayers,
Prayers, positive thoughts, good vibes, please send them our way. Just make it known that you guys are caring for her. She loves reading and seeing that everybody's caring for her. And if you guys can, please just donate whatever you can. The smallest amount will go a long way. Doctor bills are through the roof right now, and especially with chemotherapy, nothing's cheap. So we're just asking for a little bit of closure with them. We want Laura and Bill not to, they're going through enough stress right now as it is with cancer treatment and chemotherapy. So we don't want all these doctor bills piling up on their minds too. We want Laura to be getting back to normal. We want her to be back to where she was and not having to worry about any bills. So,
all right, thank you again.